Hey everybody, it's Joe from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be going over Vegeta Baby. So, we made some modifications to this, largely because of playing at Euros. I've been wanting to go over this again. So, yeah, let's just jump into it. So, in case you don't know the leader, his auto is when this card attacks the leader card, you can draw one. He has the active main of once per turn, you choose a card from your life, add to your hand. Then choose to one of your opponent's battle cards and loses 5k power for the duration of the turn. And because it says up to 1, it means you can't just like take a life, target nothing, carry on. And at 4 life he untaps 2 energy. And obviously goes into this side. So again, the auto is just when this card attacks, you draw a card. It's no longer leader specific. And he has the active main of once per turn. Choose one of your battle cards and it loses 15k power for the duration of the turn. If you do so, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and you lose 10k power for the duration of the turn. Because it's worded like that, the way I see it, you have to target something. Because it's saying if you do target one of yours. So, there we go. And of course, we'll start with the X cards. There's quite a few now. So to begin with, we've got 3 copies of 4-star ball. So it's a Dragon Ball and it has the active battle of choose which one of your battle cards or leader cards and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of battle, and if it's a skillless battle card it gains an additional 5k for the duration of battle, but there's none of those in here. And it's in there because admittedly we are running familial bonds, so it's just kind of the perfect target because it just becomes a combo piece immediately afterwards. Next is a singular copy of Strategies of Universe 7. So, active main, all your red Saiyans in battle gain barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, just a way to protect any of your bait, like your Vegeta's babies. So, handy. Next, we've got 2 copies of Vow Revenge. So this is a active main. If your lead card is a red machine mutant, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 15 power for the duration of turn. Well, 15k, but yeah, again, it's just minusing what you need in the deck really. So, and because it's free to play, there's no harm in using it. Moving on now, we have a singular copy of Gallic Cannon. So this is counterplay. When the battle card is played, choose up to one of those battle cards and it gets minus 15,000 power for the duration of turn. Quickly just want to say, when we went over this with Vegeta, we took the rulings from on the day, so battle cards still get the auto. It's just on the day they didn't, and we can't record it the day, so it was like, okay, well, that's what we got ruled as, so that's how we're treating it. But, then the head judge put out a I made a boo-boo statement, so we're just like, oh, well, we've already done everything and it's literally waiting to go up, so next time you have a Gallic Cannon, we'll just say, we now know you do get auto, and then obviously the 15k power kicks in and it doesn't target barrier, blah blah blah. There's a lot to be said about that card. There's a lot, like, just go on the website, everything you need is right there, and it's a lot quicker. Really is. So anyway, next we got 3 copies of Is That All You've Got? So this is counter attack. If the leader is red, you negate the attack. Then you may choose a red card from your hand and place it in the drop. If you do so, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they get minus 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. So obviously good because you can negate an attack and then potentially stop 2 other things from attacking. Or you can weaken something that's got multiple attacks. And yeah, dumping a card isn't that bad because Baby can generate a hand really easily. So, or you just pitch something to play out with familial bonds. There you go. It's pretty nice. So next we have a one-off copy of Revenge Death Ball. So this is active battle. If your lead card is a red baby, it gains 10,000 power for the duration of the battle. then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 15,000 power for the duration of turn. This is only as a one-off because I don't want to flood with extra cards, and it's just a handy thing to have in case you need it, but the deck does so much minusing as well that I feel like you don't need to flood with too many of this card. It's just another combo piece if anything. So, entirely down to personal build. Next, we've got 2 copies of Unending Awakening. So, counter attack, negate the attack, then choose up to one of your red Saiyan leader cards and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of turn. So I've put this in there just to kind of slow down aggression, and I could run after image, and most people tend to do, but I kind of just like having this instead just to slow down the opponent's attacks. Plus after image is mostly in there for its sparking cost, and yeah, we don't want to just be taking life to keep minusing stuff. We can do that without having to pay our life. So this is just a nice little thing I have in instead. Okay, moving on to 2-drop extra cards, we have 2 copies of Denial of Hope. So this is counterplay. If your leader is red, if the battle card your opponent's playing has 20k power or less, it's placed in drop area instead of being played. So just like Preemptive Strike and all those ones, it just gets rid of the card before it hits field. As long as it's within range, but 20k power is a lot of cards, so it's just a handy thing to have. And of course, as shown earlier, we have 2 copies of Familial Bonds. So it has a permanent of it gains desire in all areas, and its active main is if your leader is red, choose up to 1 red Saiyan card in your drop area with an edge cost of 3 or less and 15,000 power or less and play it. If you play the card, choose up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck, add them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So, easy way to get Vegetas out from the drop. That's all you can really target. And adding Dragon Balls is helpful. Again, I only run to 2 because you don't want to flood. And realistically, you're only going to play the 1 fully. You might play the second one just to bring something out, but generally speaking, you only need 1. So, this just kind of helps you see it better. So moving on to the extra card, battle cards now. That was the extra card. We've got 4 copies of Baby Vengeance Unleashed. It's just a 1-cost Union and Absorb. Choose one of your battle cards and place it under this card. This is a red machine mutant. Choose it to 1 baby with an energy cost of 4 or less, and the same character's name as the card you place in under this one, and play it on top of this card. Then shuffle your deck. So simply put, take a Vegeta GT, get this one. That's all it really means, because there's not anything else you can target. So there you go. Next we have 4 copies of Dr. Mew under Baby's control. So this is just auto. When you play this card, you look at the top 3 cards, choose it to 1 Machine Mutant or card with Baby in its name. Among them, add to your hand and shuffle your deck. So he's just our searcher. Not much else to say. And finally in 1-drops we have 2 copies of Raddatz the Oppressor. So he has the auto when you play it, you draw a card, and once per turn when your opponent switches their energy to active using a non-awakened skill during their turn, choose one of your opponent's energy and place it in drop. I've obviously put it in there for its effect, and it's just my little tech in, because if you want to swap it out for something in sideboard, you can. And just hitting the opponent's energy is always nice. It's just a nice threat if they can do that sort of stuff. So, plus if you need to target the battle card to minus, there you go. So going on to 2-drops now, we have 3 copies of Daily Training Vegeta. That's just when you play this card, draw a card. Of course it's Vegeta GT, so that helps the deck. And for our super combo, we have 4 copies of Handy Giru. So when you come with this card, if your leader is red and your life is at 4 or less, you draw a card and he gains 10,000 common power for the duration of turn. I've just kept this in here because Dr. Mew is a searcher for it, and you tend to try and hit 4 life as quick as possible just so you can get more out of your deck. So that's why it works out. Plus sparking isn't something I find easy in Baby. You're not really chucking much of your hand, so don't really need it. Next in the 3 drops we got 2 copies of Digging Deep Vegeta. So it's the auto of once per turn. When this card attacks, you may choose up to 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. If you choose to add 1 or more cards, switch this card to active mode and it gains 5k for the duration of turn. So a little bit of self-awakening. It's another Vegeta GT, which is great for familial bonds and our babies. And it's just a nice bit of aggression as well, because you can bring it back out from the drop and just swing twice. Take a life, even if you're awake and just like, oh, I'll take 1 just to get 20k going. So not too bad to have. The other 3 drop we have is 2 copies of Vegeta Powerful as Ever. And he has the auto of when this card cares an opponent's battle card, deal 1 damage to their life. So I know most people tend to run basically Digging Deep instead of this guy, but I have copies of him and he's really good because you can just take out a battle card that's really weak or combo into one and your opponent loses a life. There's no way around it except stopping Vegeta's attacks. So, and it's just again a handy target for any of your effects. So now we've just got the chain basically. So the 4 drop we obviously have 4 copies of is Saiyan Strength Baby. So double strike 20k, and you also, when you play this card, if your leader is a red machine mutant, draw a card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and loses 20k power for the duration of turn. So this is why we have the Vegeta GTs, and it's what our 1 drop baby gets out. You could take any of your Vegeta GTs, even this one, you could put it under to do it again, and there you go. You get a draw, you probably kill something, and you have 20k double striking beat stick in play, which is nice. But then most of the time when you play that out, you go straight into the 5 drop, which is Super Baby 1 Parasitic Menace. So this is 25k EX evolve on top of a red baby with an age cost of 4. This guy. He has double strike, and the auto of when a card evolves into this card, you draw a card, then choose from one of your opponent's battle cards and loses 5,000 power for the duration of turn, and you can't play the second one for duration of turn. Which makes sense because you can just get them out for free, so it'd be a bit overpowered if you could get 2 a turn. Especially as well with his active main of pay a red, choose 1 baby with an energy cost of 6 from your hand and play it on top of this card. So yeah, you could wait a turn to do that, to get 2 of them going into the 6 drop, but you could also just go for 1 and then next turn go for the other. So that's why he has that restriction on his auto. And of course the last 4 cards on the deck and the 6 drop, Epochal Grudge Great Ape Baby. So like I said, 6 drop 30k. It does have an evolve for 2 red and 2 of any energy, well they'd be red in this case, on top of anything with baby. So that's your 5 drop, 4 drop, and in some cases, more often than not, your 1 drop. So he has triple strike, and it also once per turn, when this card attacks or your opponent plays a battle card, if your leader is a machine mutant, you draw a card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 20k power for the duration of turn. So obviously this is our like win con of the deck because triple strike is nasty. And of course being able to kill most of what your opponent plays is pretty good as well. So that's kind of what we go for here. and you just get them out as quick as possible using your 4 and your 5 drops, and just sit on it for the game really. So there we go guys, that is my Vegeta baby deck profile. So as always, leave thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye.